Hi, I'm Matt Blake, and this is the third video about the Emerge Australia ME CFS Pacing App. This app is designed to help people with ME CFS, or I think long COVID as well, who are having post-viral fatigue, better manage their energy levels so they don't get post-exertional malaise after they've done more activity than they've got energy for. So this is the home screen of the app. We've already set it up in previous videos with the weightings, and we've introduced the overall concept. In the top right hand side you'll see the number of energy units. You get 1,000 each day. Obviously I've used up some of these energy units. I'm already down to 455 for today. On the left hand side it shows that I've got still 610 minutes to log. The idea is you do try and log around 1,000 minutes a day, sort of on a consistent basis. The next three lines are about what's happened in the last 3 days, what's my net energy level, daily energy balance, and how that smiley face or not so smiley face tells me how subjectively I'm feeling. I've sort of entered that in as well. So currently it's only showing the current day. This green bar will actually show cumulatively what level of energy or surplus or deficit that I've had. So if I've used up 1,200 energy units yesterday, I'll have a deficit of 200 to carry forward. So it probably gives me an idea that I should try and manage my energy better today, so I go under the 1,000 and get back into surplus. And then under that we've got log and activity. Obviously you can go in there. The first thing you'll see there is my neutral activity, which is a thing which should be, if I do it all day, it won't tire me, it won't necessarily give me much energy, but it won't tire me. I could do it all day and end up at the same spot. So I just roll it and say, okay, there, I've got do that for 320 minutes, sitting and reading, and do that a lot. It's used up 320 energy units, fair enough. And that will affect the balances, both of minutes used and energy units used at the top. I can also sort these by A to Z, just to find things quicker. There you go, they're all been sorted by A to Z. And the plus sign down here tells me that I can also add extra. If I've forgotten to put an activity I do quite a bit in, I can just add one in there, give it a name, give it a weighting, and that'll be added to this list. And again, you can find it by alphabetical order. If I wanted to then change the, this green button over here with the pencil icon, previously I'd given that 12. It's quite tiring. Maybe that was a bit too heavy on the weighting. I'll bring that down to 10. Whoops, don't remove it. Just so now standing is 10. So when I put in, say, if I stand for 10 minutes, that actually uses up 100 energy units. So it's pretty flexible. You can change things, and then you can go back in if you've entered something and say, oh, actually I've done a bit more of that now today, so I'm going to up that a bit higher, right? So it's all. And that'll add up and automatically change those minutes and energy units at the top of the page. So you go back to the home, you've done all your logging activities, you can log some drains now. It's a little bit stressed today, so I put in, so you just put in a number which you sort of think is what that's taken away from your energy that day. It takes a bit of practice, just try it and get used to it. So I'll put 40, okay. So, a bit of anxiety, or it makes, uses up energy just being anxious or something, so you put in something for that. I've got poor sleep, and again, you can always add your own, but by pressing that plus sign means you can add another activity, not necessarily activity, these are things that aren't easily measured in minutes, could affect the whole day, but another thing which tends to drain you of energy. So do that part as well. Go back to the home. Then you log your refills, maybe you do a bit of meditation, same idea, put in a number that you think it added to your energy, gave you some extra energy to use that day. And so that one will show up to be added in. And so at about 9:50 minutes, the program will automatically say, do you want to finish that day? Do you want to complete it? And that's that blue bar there. And so, or if maybe you slept more and you've got less than 1,000 minutes to enter, maybe you want to just finish before you get to 9:50, and you just can tick on that to mark it as complete. And then you've also got this second green bar called log energy level, which is where you enter. So we want you to coincide between what the numbers are telling you, are you? You're either tired or you're feeling okay, and what your subjective sort of state is, both in the morning, afternoon, evening, right? So if you're consistently getting ratings, I mean, realistically, if you're balancing your energy pretty well, most times you'll be neutral, right? If you've had a busy day one day, then maybe you're going to start getting more into that. Or if you've had a couple of restful days, you might start getting into the green space, right? So this is to balance the numbers. And if there's a big discrepancy, you need to start looking at the weightings. Maybe they're too high or too low, or you haven't been accurately and keeping a reasonably accurate log of what you've been doing. So that's another way of balancing to see if the program is actually reflecting what energy levels you really do have. So back to the home. So if I've done that a whole day, it'll go into history then. Obviously I haven't got any history yet because I haven't entered previous days. You'll build up a bit of if you miss a day, once you start the program and say you missed a day for some reason, you can go back to it. At the moment, these days are past. We haven't used the program, so they're blocked. But in the future, you will, the dates will appear up here of different days, up next to that purple date box. You'll have more of those, and you can go back and do a bit of editing if you think you weren't accurate the first time you did it. So it's quite flexible, and it gives you a good idea. And it's very important to see the cumulative effects. Sometimes you might just be running small deficits for several days, which then catch up on the third or fourth day, and that's why you're really getting tired then. So the idea is to try and see trends and adjust your behaviour a bit and balance things out more. So the history is a really important part of the program, well worth looking at on a regular basis and seeing what's happening and where am I, and maybe even with the happy faces, are you getting are you getting regular sort of times in the day to when you're feeling tired or worse and what have you. So that's a few of the key things here. So we've got some help. Just got commonly asked questions about it. We've also got the menu we can just enter through there rather than via the home screen as well. So you can just go like log activities there and go back into activities. So lots of different ways. So I hope that gives you a good idea to how to use the program now, and you're ready to go. There's my email address in the contact details if you need to give me some feedback and how to further improve the program. This is version 2 of the program, so we've done a bit of work on it now to make it a bit easier, and these videos as well hopefully will help people better understand how to use it. So once you get your head around it, I think it becomes a bit second nature, but you just have to practice and use it for a bit and get your own weightings right before it becomes really useful. Okay, thanks for your time.